Hello, everybody. This is Mickey D back with Stationeers Season 2, Episode 32. I think is what we're up to. Oh, episodes go by quick. All right. I did lower the bit rate, so guys, let me know if quality is affected. We're not showing any drop frames, so it seems to be offsetting the network congestion we seem to be hitting. Hey, Beelzebub and Mr. Montuk. And yeah, I haven't done anything in game except for restart like a couple of times because we seem to be having issues with networking on that, and I don't know why I keep trying to hit tab when I'm trying to just gotta hit alt. Yeah, I'm gonna change out the battery. Why not? All right, and oh, well, we're not gonna use that right now. I know I kept picking it up, putting it down, but we're gonna put it back for now. There. Hey, Mr. Montuk. Oh, that's funny. It left the chat from me even restarting twice. Well, I didn't close out the client. I just left the session and reloaded the world. Yeah, I usually run at a pretty high bit rate, about 6,000, and which is probably really higher than it needs to be, but I never usually have any drop frames, so I've always just left it because I'd rather have it come through at a higher quality anyway, if possible. But I dropped it to, we were having about 20% drop frames, so I dropped it slightly below 20%, and we're about 4,000 for the bit rate right now, and we don't seem to be dropping any, so it seems to be hopefully working, and hopefully it'll look decent. All right, so obviously I've got some suit maintenance I've got to do. What do we got? Nitrogen is okay. Yeah, we've got to run a nitrogen in our suit because we've got contamination in the oxygen, and we just haven't dealt with it yet. And machines aren't out there anymore. I need to put a sign out that says machines this way because I just walk right by them. Yeah, so we're running nitrogen in our suit plus the carbon, and that fixes our contamination, because obviously nitrogen, I mean, obviously that's a hazardous gas to breathe. I think it's kind of dumb that you can run, nitrogen hydrogen mix in the base, or not hydrogen nitrogen oxygen nitrogen air, but we can't run it in the suit, and only can run O2. Hopefully that's maybe something they'll address later on. All right, more batteries, and we'll grab another potato because we love potatoes. All right, and then we're off to mess with icy code, which I will probably fail horribly at and give up on, but we're going to give it a shot. I love that. 94% charge. I don't even think it's noon yet. Oh, it is kind of noon.
Hunger critical.
I'm eating a potato. Leave me alone. Thank you. All right. So, edit, clear. Now, first of all, we're going to go over to the library here. You know, I kind of wish it closed out all the tools and stuff when you came into the IC edit script code, but, you know. All right, so I know if we look on this one, we can see that, what is PEQ? This is how well we're going to start off. Yeah, we don't care about any of that, but I want to see how it's doing. So these are for the ORs. So we're basically going to do the same thing on the sorters, is we're going to use the item hashes to set which goes where, or what. I'm assuming that's how we're going to have to do it on the... So let's see, iron, nickel, silver, copper. Why is there not one for... Are these not... Is this not complete? Oh, item lead. Okay, they're just not in order. Oh, why don't you... Item lead ingot. Ingot. Okay, well, there's great standardization, devs. Yeah. So, item lead ingot, item nickel ingot is the names for those. And then you get ingot iron, ingot nickel, ingot silver, ingot. Wait a minute, ingot nickel. Item nickel ingot. What is the difference on that? That's going to be really item silicone ingot. I don't see why we get two different types of hashes for that. But I'm pulling it up off of the wiki. So they have the item hash, which doesn't have every single item, and maybe some of them don't. But I'm assuming we can use that to filter out. And just got to figure out how to do it is the question. I'm trying to see if there's any IC codes that we can rip from, but there's not really a lot of IC codes for sorters. Iron sorting, four-way sorter, the auto furnace one we have. What's this one? It's a stacker one. So you've got 500 lump of iron and 500 gram of nickel, and you want to make 330 invar. Fancy fire setup your stacker. When it goes to the same thing, now you have 15 stacks. Oh, that one. Yeah, I kind of looked at that. There's an IC code that if you ask it for 15, then it'll use 2 memories or a dial, and it'll output the first one. Like if you ask for 15, it'll output it the first stack at 15, and then it resets it to 500, so it'll give you the rest of the stack back. So you don't get, like, 7 stacks or 20 stacks or 50 stacks at 15 if you're breaking up a big pile. It's kind of neat, but I don't know if we'll ever really run into it that often. But I did see that one earlier. That's ore sorting, so I don't think, but we'll take a look at that one because that should do the sorter. And then there's a four-way sorter. Oh. Wow, that's... Okay, wait a minute. Let's scroll up. You know, can we... Oh, thank you. Oh, God, thank you. I'm so glad I realized that button was there. I was just like, is there some way to not have the glare of the computer on the background? Okay. You can support sorting. Oh, example hashes. Switch them accordingly. Replace hash with class ID if you are. Hash for shoot. Hash for cable. Hash for. So 2, 3, 4. Out, out, out. Yeah, and this is great. It has a linked save, but oh, and they've got 1, 2, 3. Huh. Very compact IC-based sorter that outputs to 3 stackers plus 1 additional output that can be an item for the next modular sorter stacker. Red chute is input, pink is default output. When an item is passing through is not searched. Blue, yellow, green chute send items to stackers depending on IC. I also have constructed an example setup with a recycler and outputs ore to modular sorter stackers that gets input to individual. No, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's something that might be worth looking into later on. Oh, it is running to a. They've got a computer there, but I think they're using that to. Looks like they're using that to program the IC. Huh. Interesting. So shoot inlets. And those are all shooting into the same one. I've never really used the inlets. I guess that's good if you're dumping into the same one. I don't know. But input 0 can support sorting big classes. Oh, hang on. Let me pull up the little cheater Stationeers programmable circuits now in beta. Yada yada yada. So ls is logic type. Input example hatches switches sorting by class. Shoot cube baseball items defaults will fall into output 1. One, two, three, 4. And this is item ore. Which is a pretty simple one. So device serial mode 1. Or basically setting or storing device serial mode 1. Loads logic type 1 of register on device. D to register. Register T. Yeah. I've really got to really set down. What is B&E? Branch to line Q if R. I'm assuming exclamation mark is not equal to. Well, no, they have the equal. Greater than or equal to, not equal to. What is exclamation equal to? Or exclamation equal? You know, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, not equal to. Oh, I guess it stands for not equal to as well. Huh. Well, why would we have question then? Oh, maybe that is just equals. Oh, yes, because you can't just have a 1 equal. All right. Okay. I am going to be so confused on this. 6 automatic advanced filtration. Room temperature. Yeah, the only other one we really got to look at, and I don't know if it'll do it or not. I don't think that one's going to do it. Machine, yeah, I do want to see about setting this one up, but I don't think this one's going to set. Yeah, no, because you just, it goes by whatever you set in the machine. But this one, so we, first of all, we need to start off by setting some aliases. Oops. I still think this is maybe going to be the best. Actually, if we do the second one, this is already set up for sorters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're not going to do, this is going to be sort 1 is going to be on D1. Sort 2, sort 3, sort 4, sort 5, because we're not going to refer to the others. So we SPDP1. That's the inventories. See, we're not going to want, this will probably be easier to do with a computer, honestly. We can just do the sorter circuit, because I have a feeling I am not going to figure this out. Now, obviously, we wouldn't need any of this, but I am not going to get, I mean, this is going to be the closest one. We don't really have too many examples. I mean, this is really, you know, showing us. But how are we? Yield, that's just telling it to pause. 4, but we're not, this is splitting it out different ways. And we're not setting it up really the same way. Yeah, I think we're just going to do a computer, because otherwise I'm going to sit here and mess with it and mess with it and mess with it and not really get anywhere. I know that's what's going to happen. I don't know the IC code. I can kind of tweak it a little bit, but that's about it. So we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Computers do still serve a use, and I do believe we have an extra computer. So really all we need is a sorter motherboard. No silver. Why do we not have silver in any of the machines? And we have so much sitting right there. And I don't really need chutes sitting in my inventory. Okay, I'm going to do this. Yeah, we're just going to set it up this way. It's fine. And then we do have a computer floating around here somewhere. I don't think it's out here. No. It's probably around the corner. Yeah, I have a feeling that sorters would be, right there. I have a feeling that sorters themselves would be easier to program with the computer, since we do have a circuit for it. And I guess we'll stick it over on this spot at the end, which will work. Or we can just do something like that. Oops. Oh, I don't have any cabling on me? How the hell did that happen? I always have cabling on me. It's because you use it everywhere. Okay. Did we really use the last piece of cabling? Like as we did the last one? Corner. And a four-way, obviously. Okay, so we should... Oh, you know what? We haven't labeled those. Go. And we're going to label them by what? This one's going to be the iron, I think. Actually, if I was intelligent, I'd probably do them in alphabetical order. But let's see. What do we got? Copper. Gold. This is where I'll miss one, and then I'll have to go back through and rename them. Copper, gold. Copper. I don't care about electrum. It's an alloy. Gold. Invar. Iron. Iron. Lead. Nope. I keep adding a space. Lead. This is where I find out I'm like short a sorter. Nickel. Actually, you know what? I think we did miss one. Silicone. I think silicone. I always forget about it because it's not a metal. Nope, that'll work. Silicone, then silver. Yeah, because silicone and silver are going to come off the same. Because silver would be the last one. So silicone will come off this one, and then silver will come off of this one. So, that should work. And basically, we won't filter the silver. It'll just be the last final output. Okay. All right. There we go. Because, yeah, otherwise if we had 5, 4, yada, 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 it's on the other network. Wait, why are you... Oh, that's right. You can't... I hate these interfaces. This is horrible. Copper sorter. Whitelist. Such a bad interface. Oh, don't tell me. Ah, there we go. Ingot copper. Oh, frick. Well, that's a utter pain. Hopefully, then one of these days they'll make it more like do a pop up like the. I mean, I can see what they were going for, but it just doesn't work. Hopefully they'll make it more like you access it and yeah. Well, they need to make it like when you do that program the ICs, you know. So you just click on the monitor and it pops up, and then that would be so much easier. You know, pop up a window sort of thing. So we're going to whitelist. And can I type? No, I just actually opened my helmet. But we can do this, which is faster as long as we know rough. There we go. Silicone. That'll work. Cumbersome. Ingot. What was the nickel? Ingot. At least we can do it this way, which is a little bit faster. Except, yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, really? We want lead. Thank you. We'll go. No, it's mostly, I mean, there's a few things, but, you know, just it's on gases, pressure, temperature, you know, matter. What is this? Iron. Get iron. I think these are our last two. Maybe, yes. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's actually not bad. It's figuring out. It's kind of funky on some of the machines and stuff. You need to figure out how to. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And then that should do it. And then silicone is not sorted. Silver is not sorted, so it's going to come out at the final one. Let's try that. Now, granted, I mean, you could do the same thing with an IC, but we can do the computer, and it works. So, I don't want to just drop. Actually, I don't know if I can. What happens if I drop a? Good question. Actually, first of all, before we do that, let's finish off the ducks. Now that we should. Oh, I needed a corner there too. Why do I have to stand so far away when I do shoots? I don't know. Only the devs know. Okay. And then obviously we're not going to have that there. Okay. So that should only feed in stacks of... I don't see what happens if I don't think we're really set up. Is it going to come out? Oh, it's going to go down through the ores. No, I don't think... I guess it's going to try to smelt it. Okay. We should just go... you can drop them right in. Just drop the belt in the unloader right here. Just put the whole entire belt in there. It's going to spit the tools and the belt back out. So here we go. I was just going to go grab ores and test the system, but... So there we go. Copper's going to come down. This will be good to see if any of them, if 5 jams up. Oh, 5 did not jam up. Very nice. But see, some of these did not activate. Oh, yep, see, and now they're circling back around to go back through the sorter. Yeah, why are these not activating? Yep, and then see, it'll just keep circulating around until there's an inventory empty. Yeah, they're still being buggy. They're not, it thinks there's something in there and it locks it, and I don't get why. Because it's not activating it. There's something in the code that's not quite right. That is just a bug. I haven't quite figured out. Because sometimes they will lock up, and sometimes they run fine. So we don't have to try to run that through then. And the stacker, which we might need. So I could try pulling that chute off the back. Yeah, and then see, it'll just keep, and that's what keeps it from jamming up, is it can keep running it through the system until it says, hey, there's an inventory full, like that one. I don't know why that one is there. Because it should have detected there was something in. Oh, that's the one I put the silver in. So that might have confused it a little bit. Well, no, it should still detect something's in the inventory. Yeah, let's check these. Lead ore. See? Oh, how is there not a full stack in there? Oh, yeah, now I just broke it because I opened it up. I don't think it liked that very much. Okay. So which one was that? Is that one? What is it with these? Why is there partials? Oh. That shouldn't even be possible. Not that it matters. They should. Yeah, and then now this one's locked up, which is going to shoot a ton of ores out as soon as I do this. I guess it wasn't a ton, but... Okay, so I guess it doesn't completely prevent them locking up. But if you save and reload, it does kick back on. Actually, it looks like that one's locked up. Yeah, see? That's completely locked up too. Awesome. Oh, let me see one of those. Oh, actually, we have a few empty mining belts too. Actually, we have quite a few empty mining belts. And see, now it's like, is that one stuck through, or is it? Yeah, I don't know. This, I mean, early access. It would be nice if they kind of figured out. I don't know. I was surprised that ships weren't back in when it's been like 6 months. And yeah, there's an ore stuck down there that I can't get to. And I don't want to pull the machine itself up, because that's going to... I know what will happen if I... Oh, that one's outputting. Well, it should have. I think the whole entire conveyor system locked up, because obviously that did not output an ore. Yeah. I guess we should try to take it a little easy on this system to start. And why is there a lead ingot there? Okay, we're going to drop that off. And we will leave that one. That's full. I just picked up. And yeah, I have no real way to... Yeah, because we can't access those. I should add a... You know what we could do is on here... We could add a bin. We're going to want it up on this side. So maybe what we'll do is we'll put a bin right here. And then it can feed through... no, that's not going to work. It would have to feed through on this side. We're going to want to feed in on this line. That way, if we drop any ingots back in the system. Which I guess we could put one right here. We could come off of this. Maybe I'll move those over. And then that'll be our re-input ingots back into the system to be merged back in. That way we don't have to try to sort them back out. I mean, it would be nice to have one drop-off location, and then we could have ingots go through one side or go through the other. I mean, that's the other, but it needs to come in on this line anyway, somewhere, either on that side or over here, which we could do one here. Yeah, we could do one here and then say ores go through on that side. Well, basically filter ingots, and then ingots will drop through. And it would have to come back over to that one. And then you could drop ingots in here. and they would come through because they're going to try to come through on the ores, and then it would get separated out. We could do that, and then we could just set it on that one as filter for ingots. And we still need to do ices. So we need one for ingots and we need one for ices. And ices need to come off of this section as well. I should have maybe a little tight on space there. I might be able to get it. We can always, this can always be moved to either come in over that way or come out over that way if we need to. But that, let me, I'm going to reload the world and see if it clears up this jam. I have a feeling it will. That's kind of what did last time. Oh, and here comes the sun. All right, so we'll try that real quick. And I think we'll just have to be a little gentle on this system. I don't know. We'll see if it fixes it or not. If it fixes it, I'm assuming it's the, because we had number 5 kept jamming up last time. And when I reloaded the world, it fixed it immediately. I mean, as soon as I logged in, I saw it kick on. Because I was actually standing right next to it. Or floating above it like this. Why is it sometimes it saves like, I'm when it saves that fast, I'm tempted to believe it did not save. Oh yeah, see, this is awesome. Yeah, great. Oh, and it's doing that. My mouse is off again. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save again. Because I have had a couple times where the save seems to have failed. It tells me it's saved, but then when I load it up, it's not really... It's not a newer save. I mean, usually it's, you know, it's back to the last... both an ore and ingots into a conveyor circle with refinery. The specific, yeah, you can set like I've got these ones back here are set to the specific ingots. So, yeah, I mean, you can, if you wanted to do. Well, I'm assuming if you mean conveyor, or if you want to sort both ore and ingots into a conveyor circle with the furnaces with specific ore, sort and sorter to give. Yeah, that is kind of confusing. I'm assuming what you're asking is that if you wanted to sort specific ores from the very beginning to go out and then. And you can do that if you wanted to. Like these could sort an ore, and like this furnace could just do iron. You know, this furnace could just do copper. This furnace. The problem is then if you dump a whole bunch of iron in, it's going to back up the system because it's waiting all to go into that one furnace. And you would either have to set up a loop for each one, or you have to have a long line coming off. Because if that first sorter gets backed up, then nothing can get to the rest of the system. So this way it just goes to the first available furnace, basically. Oh, the if you want to do the import right to the furnace, yeah, you could. Okay, did that actually say? Okay, yes, back, leave session, exit, and then we're just going to load right back up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, temp storage would be throwing the belts in the locker like we've been doing. But I don't think it's so much as, I mean, I don't think it's code. I don't think it's code. I think it's just, you know, bugs in the game. Because sometimes it works fine, sometimes it doesn't. That's like, why did that one sorter reverse? And then I loaded the world and it fixed it. But it was just stuck reversed. Um, I haven't used the sorters on Space Engineers. You talking about the sorter conveyor block? Oh yeah, the sorters. Yes, I have actually used sorters. It's just been forever. Yeah, kind of. You can set a filter, and then it'll bypass. It doesn't like pull. It's if you send something through it, whatever you have filtered will allow through on one side, and then everything else that's not filtered goes through on the other side. And you can do a whitelist and a blacklist. So if you blacklist something, it won't allow it to see that one. Just it just shot out a pickaxe. But I don't see. Actually, did we have any ores still in the system? But see, that's no. See, that one's still locked up. But the question is are they all locked up, or is it just the one? Now, some of these might. Oh, you know what? Oh, it's not actually aired out. Oh, because I didn't actually. Is the code actually working on that? No, because if you send to it, it will do it. So blacklisting and whitelisting is basically just like if you want to blacklist, like if you want to send a whole bunch of stuff through, but you don't want ingots, you can just blacklist ingots and it'll let everything else come through. So it's really just depending on how you're using the sorter and if it's easier to blacklist or whitelist. So if you want a lot of, if you want to just exclude a few things, then or by like a certain type of category, then you can just blacklist instead of saying, you know, listing a ton of stuff that you want to come through. Okay, I want to check all these. Okay, so see that one's got an ore in it. I don't know if it's the IC, the code or not. Because it's locked out on the, which hopefully Mashta will be on. He should be on soon. He said it's going to be about 5 hours. He seems to know the code, the IC code really well, so hopefully he can at least. I mean, it's if there's a bug in anything, it's in this furnace and sorter code. Oh, you know what? I wonder. No, because all the other stuff come through. Because I did throw that ingot in there. Now, that one had. Yeah, see, that one's not cleared. But this one has locked up. And this is the other one we have issues with from time to time. But see, now that's. Oh, take that stacker out of there. That can't be in there. That would do it. Or the sorter kit. Oh, did it pick it up when I dropped it? That might be what happened. Yeah. because that's the... Oh no, there's two of them. Oh no, one's the stacker. Okay. Yeah, that's from when I just pulled them up. Oh, is there a tablet in one of those? If one of those was the one with my tablet in it, that may have screwed it up, because this is only, I think, allowing certain things. And I really wish we might. I really wish this was set up a little bit different, where ores. It might actually be easier to do this on a computer if we just say ores go through this way and everything else comes through this way. Okay, and oh, I gotta label those first. It'll be easier. This one. I've labeled this thing so many times today. It kind of wishes me that makes me wish that once something was labeled, when you pick it up, it stays labeled. Okay, we want this to be the starter sorter, and we want this to be the unloader. Okay, try putting one belt in there, and just make sure there's no... Okay, never mind. All right, why did it do it? That's... Yeah, it picked up one, and then it's... Oh, wait a minute, there it goes. Okay, I guess... What? Yeah, but now the furnace is not running. Yeah, see, the furnaces aren't running now. I mean, those are... I don't know why. They run fine half the time. The other half the time they don't. And I don't really see why. I don't think... No, because we ran them fine before. I don't know. And it's enough to make me not want to mess with... Not gonna kick on any of them? No. No. And I really wish it wouldn't lock them out, because I would just manually kick them on. What? Yeah, no. Arc 1, Arc 2, Arc 3, Arc 4, Arc 5. That's the sorters. What is going on? Yeah, it's actually... That's stuck on the unloader, not on the... When they do that, it's stuck on the device. So yeah, it's not stuck in the chutes, it's stuck on the unloader. And that's like when we restart, it'll fix it. But everything else actually ran. It's just for whatever reason the furnaces aren't kicking on. And I don't know why the furnaces aren't kicking on. Because they're showing up as being connected. And they were running before. Yeah, they're there. We're not seeing an error. Oh, what's this one? Did that run? No. Yeah, that one is saying, oh, maybe because I was cycling through starter, sorter, and unloader. Yep, that's right. Huh. Oh, all right. We have this whole entire system and we just can't get it to smelt. So what if we just turn that off for now? Turn that off for now. That's the thing I hate is it doesn't, you know, you turn the circuit off, it doesn't unlock it. All right, let me save and reload the world again. I'll try it with the circuit already off. Hopefully it'll be unlocked. I don't think it will. This is the problem we ran into the vending machine is I kept them locked and to pull them up. And it wouldn't unlock them. But I want to see if it, oops, see if it kicks that back on. Which I have a feeling it probably will. And if it does, then we're just, that's it. It's all set up. It should be working. And if it's not, it's game bugs and we can't really do anything about it right now. Except for just try to work with it with the way it is. Which is basically going to be fighting with it constantly. Or we load something in and then I just have to load, reload until it actually kind of works right. Because sometimes it works fine for quite a while. And then sometimes it does like stuff like this. But I'm wondering if we at least get the furnaces running. And I mean, we ran through how much stuff we smelted earlier, and it was all but 5 was running. But then I would reload, and then 5 would run. Yeah, it's like you either get a load where it runs great. Oh, see, yep, there now the unloader ran. So that was just jammed up. There's the belt back. Yeah, but all of the furnaces, which they want to run, and now see we didn't run the, well, I didn't have the script on, so it didn't try to run the sorters, and it's trying to send pretty much everything to the first one and the second one. Oh, there's a furnace kicked on. But see, the first one is not kicking on. Oh, at least we got one ore smelted. Yeah, see, we've got ores in pretty much that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, all but number 5 have an ore in them right now, from what I can tell. But yeah, now the unloader worked. Don't dump too much in there because it's probably, yep, see there's the gold going around. and it's sending it through because the sorter system knows number one's full. Oh, there we go. Now we get 2 running. Would be nice if we could get that, but I can't activate them. Now, I could pull them up and replace them. That will fix it because it will let me run it that way. Because I imagine if those keep circling, that at some point one of those sorters is going to lock up. And I swear, it seems like it's half the time, it's when we get the pause from the autosave. I think it gets lost on what it was doing. Because right now it's running fine. It's just going through, circling around, waiting for one of these to be registered to be empty. And that's what it's supposed to do. I mean, that's working perfectly fine, except for these 3 furnaces aren't running. So, what if we do this? 1, 2, and 3. And then we put... Don't dump those back in yet. I get these 3 arc furnaces. Okay, yep, that stuff is still running through. Now, we're gonna... This is the pain in the butt. I gotta go through and rename them all again. Arc 1, confirm. Arc 2, confirm. And Arc 3, confirm. Now, if we shut that off for a minute, and now I have to go through all those stackers and what? Okay. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now they're running around. We turn it on. Hopefully it should... yep, nope, great. Oh, that would be why.
Hunger critical.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, the program is you have to manually activate them the first time. And there's nothing circulating right now, right? Nope. So go ahead and throw in like 2 ores. Or I'll go ahead and throw in 2 ores. So if we throw in 1, 2. Okay, there's 1 circulating now. And as soon as, okay, there it goes. And now there's another ore waiting. I want to get enough in the system that 1 is circulating. But I don't want to completely throw a ton of stuff in there. I'll throw 2 in. Okay, and we'll let those 2, and then as soon as 1 of these is done, they should output, go to the stackers, and then the stackers will hold them until they get full, and then it'll output to the vending machine. And I want 1 of these to shut off. And then we'll just see. It's just a matter of, is a stacker going to is the conveyor system going to lock up before? Oh, okay, so that one emptied out. So it should know that this one's emptied, and it can send one to it now. And then see it. Oh, see, now the auto off is working. No, see, it's bypassing it. You should know that that one is. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I'll have to have Master take a look at the code because it's not. It doesn't seem like it's looping through on the furnace code, which we didn't have before. They were running fine. It would load one. It would. I mean, we were getting piles and piles of ingots. So it's weird that all of a sudden, like that's. Oh, unknown error in line 21. Okay, well that would explain it. Why are we suddenly getting an error on line 21 though? We shouldn't be. Let's see if we get an error on it again. Yeah, I don't want to have to pull these back up again. Now the question is if when the next one of these comes empty, is it going to update correctly? How many? We still got 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think we got 3 running through. Oops. 4. Oh, 6, 5. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on it. All right, let's see here. We're just going to sit here and watch it for a minute. I'd actually like to see, I haven't seen the actual ingots come out on the furnace. I'm assuming they must be. And when we tested that one before, it did. Because I'm just wondering if maybe those have actually finished and they're doing the holes. Oh, that one just emptied. Okay, number 2. Okay, so number 2 fed another one. It just looks like 1 and 2 are stuck. So that's working. That one worked the way it's supposed to. Yeah, we're not losing health yet, so it's fine. We can go get a potato. They're not that far away. I just went to, I wish I'd do something to the glare on the glass a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if 4 or 5 actually have anything in them. They seem to be, if so, they seem to be taking forever. Oh, 4 just opened. Okay, now it took another one. Okay, so that worked the way it's supposed to. Oh, there goes ingots coming through. Going. Oh, wait a minute. Is one of those are not set to 500? One of those is sending out way too many. Oh, I had that set. I know that was set. Pull silver out of the vending machine. 500. 500. Now we're going to double check. 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. Okay. Yeah, just 1 and 2 are stuck for some reason. All right, so we're going to do... Okay. Let's see if I pull up 1, which of course we've already done this once before, but... Powered on. Oh. 1, confirm. Now, I don't really want to change. Okay, so it aired out last time because I... What? Oh. Yes, we want to go the other way. I missed the wrong one. Okay. You're going to start up number 1. Oh, it powered on. Okay. One of these days we'll get it working the way it's supposed to. Yeah, that's stuck in there. Let's do this. Where is... Oh, I have one right in my inventory. What? No, no, don't. Thank you. I'm going to manually put an ore in there. Make it run. And then when it empties that out, it should try to trigger that gold to go in. We'll see if that fixes it. Yeah, 3. Yeah, I have a feeling that that's off because I turned the circuit off when it was running. Trying to straighten these out. But I want to see if this fixes number 1. But number 2's working. Yeah, number 3 is the one that hasn't been working, right? 1 and 3. So if this works on number 1, then we can do the same thing on number 3 and hopefully get it running. And here's an autosave, so it might break everything. Oh, we can take that piece of gold over there and throw it. Okay, we still got stuff running through the conveyor system, so that's good. Yep, see it moving down through. And I just want to see. Question is my health going to drop really before the furnace is running? This will be nice. I'd like to... We've pretty much been working on this for like since last night. So it would be nice to see it up and running. Come on. I want to see you output. Oh. Why do we keep getting an error in line 21? Let's go look at the code. What is in line 21? Well, actually, can we just power it off? Power it back on. Pull the circuit out, put it back in, turn it on. That did not clear that one. Oh, potato. Thank you. Yeah, see, now my health was dropping. I can't program with a potato. I just want to read what if it's erroring out again or not. And that is still running. Yeah, I have a feeling that there's something maybe in the code in that. And okay, yep, sorters are not jammed up, which is good. I'm still waiting for this one to finish. Come on. It's like when I want a mod to speed these up just so we can like do testing a bit quicker. And what ore is, well, I guess it doesn't matter because we don't know which. Uh-oh. Did we jam up? I don't see any of, unless, oh, it might have gone through the other ones. It would be nice if you could see like a completion rate of, you know, how much is smelted so we know. Nothing to smelt. Okay, but it didn't grab the next one. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, so one is partially jammed up, I guess. Oh, okay. Nope. Nope, one is jammed up. So and that's where normally if I restart, number one will start working again. It's so... And why isn't this one being controlled by the furnace? Or by the circuit? The other ones all are. And it's funny that it says that's on, because it shows that it's off. And the switch shows that it's off. Oh, I meant it's to turn it on. Never mind. Yeah, number one's locked up again. All right, let's try this. I have a feeling that it's going to kick back in as soon as we load up. And if it does, then we're going to have to move on to something else for a little bit, because obviously that's a bug in the game. And that seems to have saved too fast. Alright, leave session. Yes. At least it's not taking like insanely long time to load up the maps. But That's kind of a bummer. I'd like to see the whole system. I mean, it's pretty much there. Yeah. Well, yeah, what are we at for the stream time anyway? Yeah, we're almost at the end of the stream. I don't know if we'll mess with it a little bit more, but I think I'll have Mashta go through and maybe he can make a few tweaks to the code, but I don't think it's the IC. It seems like the sorters and stuff are just randomly locking up. Same thing with the furnaces. I don't know. Furnaces could be the IC or the no, not really. I mean, all it does is just activate the furnace if something's in it. So I can't really see that being the IC. But yeah. And there, yep, see one ran now. And now 1 and 2 furnace are kicking in, and then 3 is being bypassed for some, no. This is the one I hadn't pulled back up yet. So yeah, those are all circulating. 1 is now running correctly. 2 is running. 3 was the other one that was jammed up for whatever, no apparent reason. So, see if we throw 3 back down, if it fixes it like it fixed 1. And then we're going to name this, what is this, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and now you're going to flip out because I pulled that up. Yeah, that's weird. It's like sometimes the furnace is just line 23, which I'm assuming is the furnace 3. 2. Because it was doing 22 before, I believe. Or 20. Let's see. Should be able to go backwards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2. Now, hopefully, maybe we'll get something to... Oh! It kind of put something in there. Look at that. They're actually all running. I think that's the first time. Hopefully they'll all stay running. Now the question is there still an error on... Yes, there is. So we gotta pull that up, put it back down, kick it on. Now it should read that all these have inventory. So I don't like that there's one sitting there. Because I don't know, it's not really supposed to be doing it, but it's a more of, it tosses it in there before it reads. But that's why you get a couple of spots. So hopefully, okay, that one, okay, very nice. Hopefully, I think that sorter just jammed up because I see an ore sitting right there. Oh, no, they're passing through. So I guess we'll see when that one finishes if it can run another ore. Kind of like the same thing as this one. But they're actually all running. Hopefully they'll stay running. That might do it. Why it's being so sensitive, I don't know. But I think we should just try not to dump too much in at once. You know, dump like 2 bags in and then let it process that before we dump any more in. Because I think it seems like when you have a whole bunch of sorters kicking in and off at the same time, it seems like when the sorters really do jam up. Come on, I want to see one of these open up, especially like one or what was it, 3? Yeah, 3's the one that's got one sitting back there. I think the rest of them are clear, as they should be. Yes. And I think we've just got the one ore rotating around. Which we'll see if, make sure these feed in. Oh, I want to make sure that that machine is still set to, okay, yep. Well, if this will work, I'll be happy. Because it'll be very nice. I mean, I spent quite a bit of time getting this up and running. So I'd really like to see it working. It would be nice if we could just dump, you know, like 6 belts in and walk away. But with the state the game is in, I don't trust it. Okay, so there, one pulled in. And it looks like it's still working. So hopefully 3 shall do the same thing. They might actually all be running now, the way they're supposed to. That's good. And I think it's because it wasn't all dumping in at once, so it had time to dump that in, register it was occupied before more came in. And I think that's why there's like kind of like a timer, like a delay set on these, and we might be able to tweak them a little bit because it seems like the farther you get down from the point that they're dropped in is I think it's looking for something to enter the slot. Not sure. So that's my impressions of why it's there. Uh-oh. Oh, that ore's underneath, I think. Maybe. Unless it's like the bugged out one that's kind of technically sticking out of the machine, but not really. Let's throw in and see. No error, no error, no error. And then it should. Maybe not. Let's say it should kick it into this machine. Two, three. Oh, there we go. Nope. Never mind. I thought I did. Maybe we've just finished off a couple others. Alright, let's try it. We'll dump 2 in because we have 2 furnaces that are not running. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that other ore is underneath actually the line. So there. And then that one should go into there. Yes, it did. Okay. Wow, it actually seems like it's working now. It's just for some reason it was. And we'll throw 1, 2, 3. We'll just throw 3 in. We're going to slowly increase the amount we toss in. But it seems like all the sorters are actually running the way they should be now. You know, they're circling those around. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think what we need to do is when we first... Well, we should be alright maybe now that it's up and running. Okay. So we should be hopefully pretty good. And you know what I'm going to do? Since we know it's working, we're going to go ahead and save. Oh. Alright. So for whatever reason, it was some finagling, it looks like so far. Hopefully we'll just have to keep an eye on it and make sure it works, or keeps working the way it should be. Now we do got to make a couple of additions to the system still, which honestly we can leave the rest of it up and running. That's fine. Okay, so that one, yep, it just dropped in. Oh, see, now we got another ore that came up there at the same time. But hopefully it should pull it through and we should be fine. Seems like as long as it doesn't back up the stacker. Yeah, and we still do. We got one ore stuck underneath there. Yeah, it's stuck underneath the tube. The conveyor, I should say. So, but, alright. And then we still got a piece of gold rotating through. Well, it's... And I could just dump the whole entire belt in, but... Let it run. Yep, rotating around. Alright. So, we need to, like saying, I think we're going to stick a conveyor in right here. We might jog it over. Well, no, because we want it to come in over there. Yeah, so, which we can open this up without affecting the rest of it. So, what we're going to do is open that up. Go grab a stacker. Or not a stacker. And grab a sorter. And I think we're going to actually need another sorter, I think. Of course. Those little pauses. Hopefully one of these days they'll figure out. Okay, so we're going to want one there. Why did that just... Very nice. Well, they're still working. Yeah, we're going to obviously pop over and check that from time to time right now. We need more chutes. And I think we have wiring on us. Yes, we have plenty of wiring. We're going to need more than that. Let's... Oh. Let's grab 10. I think 10 should be enough. Don't dump... Don't dump any more in there for now. I'm working on it. It's nothing else is going to come through until I get this sorter set up.
Suit damage.
Oh. I guess don't lean up against the furnace. No, it's fine. I should have mentioned it. All right. So we want to do that. And technically we want to run. It's going to get a little tight.
Suit damage.
Really? Really? And that wasn't even the furnace. That's just walking in the corner. You know what? Just leave the jetpack on. We're going to do it from standing over here. Since obviously I can't walk over there without getting damaged. Okay. Now hopefully when we hook this into this circuit, it's not going to screw it up. Can I run over? I don't think I can run one more over that way. Oh, hopefully this is going to actually make it around. I don't know if the stacker is going to have a fit. If it's... Oh, good. Okay. Right. No. There we go. Okay. So there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this one up to allow ores through the one, ingots through the other. And then what we might do is put another one directly in front of it to let ores through. Actually, we could do one off it right here too. We're going to get ices out over that way. Unless we make sure, I mean, I was saying, unless we make sure we never drop ices in the system. But, you know, what's the chances of never happening? Now, here's going to be where, is this going to screw up the whole entire system? First of all, is it still running correctly? Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like we're down to one piece of gold still circulating around and a couple waiting, or one piece waiting. So, if we do this... Oh, turn that off for now. I don't want that to run until we know it's programmed. Okay. Where unknown? Oh, yeah, that's because yeah, that's the sorting one, which obviously is I just powered off and powered back on, so it's not going to like that. All right, so we're going to call this the ingot sorter, which it's not. It's actually, let's call it, that's the starter. And I'm going to call it ingot sorter because, well, it kind of is, but we're going to call it the, oh, actually, let's call it the ingot separator. There we go. That makes sense because that's what it's doing. It's separating out ingots in case we drop them back in the system. And we should be able to find, oh, that's right, we can't actually do that. Ingot separator. Okay, we want to tell it to let ingot through, right? So it should be, if we're coming in on that side, yeah, it's going to let ingots through that side and then let everything else through on the other side. Ores go down. Yes, very nice. Ores are going that way. And it jammed up. Oh, you know why? Oh, son of a... It's got to be spaced over one more. You can't have one in between. It just never works. They always end up erroring out. Yes, you always got to be two in between the machines. Even though it seemed to have worked from the start. And that was the problem with the vending machine earlier. When it wouldn't feed the ingot in, it was only... Ooh. Okay. I would think that things were burning, but that's just the sun. Come on. Window. And then we need to turn it on a corner. And then on a corner. Okay. Power that off for a minute. Okay. We'll leave it powered off. And for... Okay, that should hopefully work better there. There. And again, we're going to name it ingot separator. And back over here. It'd be nice if you could have, like, you know, kind of how in Space Engineers you can hide something. It'd be nice if you could hide it so you can't see it, like in the computer. What? Oh, come down a little bit more so I can actually read. Really? Ingot. Alright, so should be able to turn that one on. Should be able to turn... Oh, you know what? I bet that one jammed up. I bet so. It probably did not like... But if I pull this out, it's floating there magically. Ah, yeah, it is. Perfect sign that the sorter is actually jammed out, because we can't actually grab that, because technically it thinks it's inside the machine. Alright, so anyway, that'll send, if we dump any sorter ingots back in here, that'll send them, they'll pass through this, come through, and then run back into, run down into here to run back and go through to be stacked back in. So that way, if we have partial piles or something, or we pull some out and we don't need all of them, we can dump them back in there and it'll go back through and basically end up back here in its batch of 500 at some point later on down the line. But, so we've got our two there. So now really all we need is, and maybe we'll stick it right here. And we could actually run a line down over on top of this one, because that will come all the way down. I feel like I'm playing Factoro now. Like, I gotta get everything down. So yeah, if we come off of here, Question is ices, I'm assuming are going to come down on this side. And I don't know why there's an ingot down there, but there is. Um, I'm assuming ices are going to come down on this side. Because it's really only pulling tools out. So the only other thing we're going to dump in here is ices. Heaven forbid anybody should, like, dump, like, you know, metal sheets or something in that. And I have no idea where that would even try to... It's probably going to try to send it out to the silver, because this is not... Actually, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's basically going to send it out this one, because this one is not set. You know, it's basically silver's the last ingot, and it's not filtered. So it basically filters the silicone, and then the only ore left is the silver. So it basically, by default, comes down this line. So if we ended up dumping anything else, it would basically push out a partial stack of silver, stick it in there, and then when more silver or something else came down the line, it would go there, stick it out, and then it's just going to end up in the vending machine. So we would just see, like, you know, 20 silver plates or 20 steel plates in there, really. Is kind of the only thing we would... And I don't know if we can get that... And they all did. All the furnaces seem to be working correctly now. It's just that stacker jammed up. And it may be because they were only one apart. So we can try... And I hate doing this, because then I have to reprogram this circuit again. But at least it's, you know... I pretty much just got to set the stacker name and set it back in there. So as far as they go, it's a pretty quick one. Okay, and then back to this. Oh, that's funny. Hey, look at that ingot. I'm wondering if we have to do two. I really... No, we were running ingots down before. We ran all those silver ones. Okay, let's turn that off for a minute, because thankfully this one actually doesn't... Okay, there we go. Opened up. Tried to send down. There we go. Sending ores. Very nice. Should go to number 1. Yes. All right. Now, if I drop an ingot in there, it should send it down over here. Yes, there we go. And then it's going to... What? What? What is going on there? I mean, obviously that arrow's pointing that way. Watch this. Golding it in. Okay. It suits it out the side of the chute. Oh, let's pull up that chute and see if that we can replace that and stop that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't get that one. All the other junctions were working fine because they're outputting. Oh, that's kind of hilarious. The only thing I was wondering is maybe it was pointing down. No, it wasn't pointing down. All right, let's try it again. It could have been, maybe. Maybe it was pointing down. Nope. Obviously, that's just a really buggy chute. Now the question is it the ingot? Probably not. I'm assuming a silver ingot's going to come flying out here in a second. Yep. All right. Since everything else is working, you have... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, nope. Okay, the gold went down. Oh, you're skipping number 2. You're skipping number 3. Or you're skipping number 3 and 4 for no apparent reason now. Yeah. I mean, it's... I'm wondering if it's skipping them because it's turning them off. But I don't see why it would suddenly be doing that. Because if that keeps on, then at some point we're not going to have any, any furnaces running. But I don't know. It's like, I can't tell if it's in the IC or if it's in the, a bug in the game. I'm going to autosave. But really, except for maybe trying to figure that out if it's in the IC, the only thing we really have left to do is hook the ices up. And then the ices, which will split off of... We can tell it to send... Oh, we can tell it to send ingots and ices down this line. Yeah, we can filter ingots and ices. And then we can tell this one to filter ices. Well, it would be actually ingots, and then ices would get diverted off. And what we'll do is we'll run a line down over on top of this conveyor line over here, and we're going to have a smeltery hooked up, a gas smelter hooked up. But we can't automate that though, can we? For water. We could do just a separate electric one and close it, and do our volatiles, and because then we could just separate out again, do volatiles, and then have water go to a separate smeltery. Because sometimes if the temperature is warm enough, it'll melt. And sometimes it just randomly doesn't, even if it is warm enough, and then you have to light it. And we can't, as far as I know, we can't completely automate those to activate if there's something in the inventory. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. We still got... So what we're going to do real quick, though, is I am going to save. And yeah, we'll use this slot. We're going to reload and see if we're still shooting out of that junction. I don't know why all of a sudden we're shooting out of that junction. But, of course, it's probably because it's the first one in the line. And it's not even like there's a bin there, because the bin is back here. But for whatever reason, it wants to shoot him out of that. So we'll leave the session, and then we're just going to reload the session. It might make those other two furnaces start working too. Hopefully, but that hasn't fixed the furnace issue. Seems like once the furnaces are stuck, we pretty much got to pull them up and put them back down. So, I don't know, that might be an IC code issue, but I don't see where it would be coming from because it's random. It's not like it's at the same furnace every time. but at least the system is pretty much working the way it's supposed to. It's pretty much doing what it's supposed to. I mean, we're basically dropping ores in. It's smelting them for the most part, and then stacking them, except for when it's shooting them out of the conveyor tubes, into stacks of 500 to go into the vending machine. If we can get this knot to shoot out the side of the conveyor tube, I wanted to go through the, I wanted to basically take everything out of the vending machine, run it through the conveyor system, and then everything will be stacks of 5, and it'll preload whatever partials we have left into the stackers. And then that way we know anything that is in. Okay, so there, see, we just had some ores or ingots come through. Maybe we had an ingot. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe we had an ingot stuck, but I don't really see how. And we have copper running around. I would like to see if number 3 and number 4 light up now. Nope, still bypassing. Yeah, it's bypassing 3 and 4, and I don't know why. And I have a feeling that's an issue with the IC code. And I'd really like to get that piece of ore out of there, but it's not. All right, let's see if the no errors. Yeah, we're not getting the error like we were. All right, so if we drop that off, is it going to send it shooting out of the conveyor tube again? Nope, see, fixed it. So that was just a bug in the conveyor system, I guess. Okay. So really, we should be able to say here, and we're going to have a whole bunch of 1 because it pumped out all those silver ingots, which we didn't want it to do that, but it did. Thankfully, it's not that many, enough to be annoying, but not enough to go, oh my god. Yeah, they should really make the ending, the vending machine should have, they should at least have it have a mode that you can, you know, set so that it'll just combine like items. I mean, why not? You know, that way you can get a full stack of items. And then that would make it so much easier. We could have just output all the furnaces directly to this, that's how I was kind of hoping it would work. That it would do that. Oh, how many? There's more than these than I thought there was. I would look, but it's going to take me probably pretty much as long to count as it is just to pull these out. And which we'll know as soon as we see something besides silver pop up. And I'll be like, oh, thank God. Actually, I don't even have to move. I can just stand in the one spot. And I could just go vend, vend, vend. Wow, that pumped out a lot more at 1 than I thought. Luckily, it's only the silver. We know that. It might get a little mad too because, oh, there we go. I see copper. All right. So we should, this is where I'll get this almost done and then the conveyor system's gonna like lock up. You know what we should do too is we should put a locker at the bottom of the stairs, like on the back side of this, and then we can put the mining belts down there because it makes more sense to have them over here where Now, there was like copper, and I swear, that looks like, doesn't that look like a computer screen, like an old CRT? It doesn't look like a hatch. There's like stuck underneath. That's kind of hilarious. There's like inside stuck underneath. There's like a silver. That's right. It'll stay there. Okay, most of these now should all be at 500, which is fine. I want to make sure I do see them. Okay, yep, there we go. But we do have some stuff that is not at 500. $161. There, see that? Yep, that can go. So that'll be stacked. There's a 78 iron. That'll be stacked. 50. That'll go get stacked. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that later on. Oh, the sun shining on him. Copper. Silver. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to seal that back up because otherwise these are going to drop down when I... Can you seal up the one underneath the vending machine? Mr. Montuke. I don't think he's paying attention. Okay, well, we'll just go grab some silver plates. Oh, actually, maybe he stopped mining. Yeah, seal that one up underneath the... There we go. Yeah, otherwise it's going to drop ores on down underneath when I... Oh, really? Another one, silver. Gold. One silver. Oh, wow. Gold. Iron. The question is when is the last ore done? Because eventually all I'm going to get is 500, 500, 500. We might actually have gotten... Yeah, I think we got them all. Because I think we only had... Well, I don't know. We're back to silver. Okay, I think we're good now. They should all be 500. Yeah, looks like they are. Okay. Yeah, and those two still are not working. Make sure when you dig, don't uncover the... Well, it's not that big of a deal, but don't uncover the east and west end. Because our radiator system's going to be under there eventually. Oh, you're only digging in the floor anyway. Oh, we should be alright. Yeah, I really just wish... Yeah, I want to figure out why those aren't running. Alright. So, we really only need to set up the ice line. And then pretty much this is all up and running. And I'll have... Mashta, if you see this later on, check out... I'll pull up the script. Because we're basically running a modified version of it. Yeah, J Baker 96's auto furnace part 1 and 2. See what you get if you modify part 1 to not have the bin system in it. Like, so we pulled out from there to there. And obviously the bin there. And for some reason we have to pull out line 6 or line 16. For some reason that errors out. So okay, and that is updating, so we should be good. And we've actually got those on their own separate circuits now. All right. We're going to call it good for this episode. I think we're probably quite a ways. Yeah, we're hitting 2-hour mark now. And I need to be getting in bed. It's about 1 a.m. my time. And, but yeah, so, except for whatever's going on with furnaces shutting down, which I can drop a couple of ores in there and see if it's still doing it or not. Seems like we're pretty good, barring the normal stacker lockup. So if we put 3, 4, I don't want to, since we're going to be logging off anyway. 1, 2, 3. So that should fill up those 3 furnaces, and we should have 1 extra floating around. But yeah, see, now we're down 3 furnaces. So if it keeps shutting off furnaces, eventually we're just not going to have any furnaces running. And I have no idea what's up with that. I'm assuming it's maybe... And that one still lists as being on, so it should be outputting to it. Yeah, there's something funky going on there. And I really don't know. I mean, it could be the script. Maybe I screwed something up a little bit when I modified it. But I don't really see where.
Critical.
But always possible. Or it could just be a bug. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to call it a night. And I will be doing some streams tomorrow. We'll be picking up... get the ice system. And then that's the rest of the... So we're basically just going to throw... Or we're going to throw a sorter in here. Probably like right here. Actually, we can throw one back here. Throw a sorter in there. And then... Actually, we're going to stick it there so we have a little bit of a straight stretch beforehand. Yeah, and we're going to pull off and run a line over that way and send ices down that way so we can do our... gaseous processing, and then there's our waste system right there anyway. So we have to tie into a pipe right there. And then after that, it's going to be on radiator system. We need to do an upgrade to that, and we'll probably do a little tweak to the smeltery somewhere in between there, where we're just going to swap the sides on that. So the intake's over here, so it's next to the vending machine, and then the output can be on that side. Yeah. And then, but at least, they're not really... Uh-oh. Mr. Montek, what happened to you? Well, I guess since she's unconscious, that's a good time to, I don't even know where he's at. He was down here, I think. I was going to say I could actually change out his oxygen tank on him for him or something. Oh, that's a torch. Were you still down below? Oh, you can't probably. I don't know. Will it actually let you type if you're unconscious? Interesting. Oh, we have to clean up that line, which we can do later on. I don't... Hey, Airborne. Just catch... Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess he... That looks a little painful. Okay. What did you do? Huh. You don't have pink eyebrows anymore. Do you see your body? You got like pink eyebrows. And your shaved head. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. All right, let's. Yeah, I do enjoy it. It's just you know, there's early access bugs, but and some stuff I wish they would focus on more. We do. We do have recycling set up out here. He just died, but sometimes we let it sit there for a little bit before we get to the recycling. And a couple of them, I usually save one or two. Well, actually, that one was pretty damaged. But we save a couple of suits if they're in decent shape. You know, just has some miscellaneous parts. I want to get some suit racks, but we haven't. That's like, you know, bottom of the list priority, really. That'll go out by the elevator and computer maybe, or we'll put them in the air. I don't really like putting them in the airlock because, you know, I could just see that going horribly wrong. You accidentally start cycling it before you have your suit on, and you know, I don't know. It's not like it's in real life where you would, you know, like get sucked out into space. Because I was thinking about having two, like a suit rack there. That's kind of why I made it double wide, but I think it's fine. So what I'm thinking about doing is having a couple suit racks, maybe like, oh wow, that's in front of the elevator. We don't want it there. Actually, we'd probably move the battery charger and then have two suit racks right there. Oh, radiators are pretty cheap, relatively. I think there's what do they use? There's something that they use that's is it? Do they have silver in them? There's something that's in the radiators that makes it a bit of a pain. Honestly, you think you just make them out of like copper. I mean, copper's a good heat radiator. Gold and steel, yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, you know, that's what we're running right now. But I'll probably end up needing to expand that. We're only running some of the ACs. Oh, the heavy wire. Yeah, you could run a couple different circuits. And I run the ACs on a separate line. Oh, great, there we go. Now we get network crashing again. Looks like. And because I think most of the, oops, we didn't. We gotta cook it. Yeah, I think all the filters you can run on one circuit, and then I usually just run the ACs on a separate circuit, and that worked fine last time. And that was filtering in, you know, one filter for each gas and one AC for each gas. Kind of like what we have set up now, where it's we've got a tank for, so there's, and obviously there's a tank behind there, but tank for each one, and then a filter and a gas for each one. Is that a shot filter? Nope. Oh, that one's good. Okay. That one's good. Oh, he must have, oh, it must be because it's going to get ready to go. And that should be running. But. Huh? Yeah, you can. That's what I told you right there. I pulled a circuit off. That's, you can just put one right through. That'll go to the sensor. You talking about the CO2 one? Or is he talking about? No, this one's. Oh, are you talking about this one out here? Are you talking about the one outside or the one inside? Oh, the wall. Um. Oh, just put a block on the inside of the wall. Just pull the wall panel off, put a frame in there, and weld like one block, and then clip it in the same thing. You just put the wall back on the outside. Yeah, just open the wall up and throw a block in there and then close it back up. You can just put the two blocks on like you were doing with the other ones. Just put the wall back on the outside of it. No, it's fine. I mean, I don't even have the wall heater turned on in there. So it's just closed up to help. It helps regulate the temperature because it's not, the tank will bleed out, but that's fine. I mean, it's not going to make a huge difference. You know, just don't leave it open for like, you know, a ton of time. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I see your console stuck down in the floor. I'm guessing that's one that dropped down in there. I'm assuming, and we could check it, which the AC's been off, which is not. It's at 19.4. I mean, it's kind of cooled down anyway. Oh, did you? Oh, you did. Yes, it is reading nice. Nice. Yeah, we got to get the ACs going because we need to get. That's going to be working on the radiator / heating system is going to be the next thing because we've got to get stuff warmed up and we've got to get the base pressurized. But we need to get heating and cooling going, and I need to. Well, no, that tank's got the walls around it because it helps hold in the heat for the tank. So the tank's not trying to match because we're running the hydroponics. So, and if the CO2 is too cold, then it will kill the plants, or if it's too hot. But it's to help to keep the temperature regulated. What? The inserter. What? Where? What? Dumping filters. Oh, in the tank room? Oh, I was just in there. I ran all the way around. I love that. We're staying nice and high on our charge. The inserter. Is there one in here? Did you put one in here? Why am I not? I see a chute, like kind of just sitting in the floor, but I think I'm missing it. Yeah, we do. That's where they go, but where are you? What is there a bin in here? Why am I not seeing it? Yeah, we have the materials. We need to. Well, now that we've got our filtering, or not our filtering, our now that the arcs furnaces and whatnot are working for the most part, though now we're down to one running. We should... Oh no, well, we still have two running. Yeah, I just don't get... I don't get what's causing that. No error. Yeah, I don't get that. I have a feeling it's that on command that we had to pull out that keeps throwing an error. Well, we don't have any jams. It's just the furnaces are shutting off and they're locked out by the IC, so we can't turn them back on without pulling them up and putting them back down, which is obviously not ideal. But I'm wondering because there was Mesh is going to take a look at the code. Hopefully, maybe later today, his time. But it's it might be that because we had to pull out an on command because it was throwing an error if we tried to run it with it in. I didn't take it out. I commented it out. So I don't know. Hopefully he can straighten that out. And then it's weird though because they'll just run. Hey! Yeah, so I pretty much have this working except for the occasional, stacker lockup. And so it's sorting everything. It's basically sorting, refining, sorting the ingots, stacking them into stacks of 500, and then dumping them and then into the vending machine. So, but the problem we have is furnaces are randomly shutting off and they're basically not being used again. And I think it might be in the IC code because I think it's supposed to shut off a furnace if it has an empty inventory and there's nothing cycling, and then it'll dump in, turn it on, and activate it to save on power. Not enough power. Well, that would mean we're drawing way more power. Let me see. Let me go grab an e-reader. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I thought they were all cleared out. Blue should be an e-reader, if that is mine. No, it's only after they finish the cycle, as far as I can tell. But wouldn't we be burning fuses out if we didn't have enough power? Oh, no, because we're still running through transformers. Oh, maybe we are. No, we're only using 525 watts. But I can't even activate them. It's they're locked out by the IC code. Well, it varies. It was this one at first, and it was like what? No, it was 1 in 3, I think. Well, 2 did it, and then 1 in 3 did it, and now it's 3, 4, and 5. And it just seems to progressively. It seems like the longer they're on, the more of them. It's like they get to a point where they shut off and they just won't start back up. But this network is, yeah, we're only running 525 watts. Because you're going to figure most of the time, these are just idling. And we've got, as you can see, I've got ore cycling through the system that are waiting to go into a furnace. And I've got 3 furnaces that are just sitting here not. And once they do that, it's not putting anything. Well, no, okay, we got one of them was still powered on. but the other two are powered off. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a bug in the game or if it's the IC circuit. Well, if it was on the... Well, we're not running enough power for it to be a power issue. Yeah, but I don't think we have all of them smelting gold. But that is a good... so maybe what I'll do is potentially... Yeah, but you think they'd at least be trying to do something. I can run a separate line out to the arc furnaces. I'll just split the arc furnaces on the power line. And because it runs... Let's see, we're running power through these. I can always run power on the back side to the stackers. And then the arc furnaces. That'll be nice if that's what it is. Because everything else is working fine, like I said, except for the occasional stackers locking up, and then we just have to restart the world, or reload the world. But, let's see, that's our data side, is this side. So, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we can do that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll run a couple lines underneath, because I need the stackers on the same data network. But that's fine. I can just run a line down. And, well, it seems to be working okay right now. We seem to be fine. And the last one we actually had problems with was that one, but that was I only had one between it. So I changed it to 2, and I just haven't wanted to dump a ton of stuff in there right now. But we haven't had a stacker lock up in about, I don't know, couple hours now. What, the alloys and the smeltery? They still get done in there. It's just we pull them out of the vending machines. No, you can do it on ingots. Oh, you know what? I gotta check that line. Well, we haven't been running it though, so we should be fine. 9.3. We've actually come down. We're actually almost... now they're shut off again. Yeah, it's just a lot of people think it's ores. I think there was at one point when the game first came out, it was, I don't know if it was for the rumor mill or something, but yeah, it was stated that it was like ores only, but it never was. You could always do ingots. And it's the same ratio. It's, 1-to-1 on everything, and then 3-to-1 on your steel. But yeah, that's why I always just smelt everything, because it's easier to store that way. Yeah, I did it from ingots from the very beginning. There we go. I kind of wish I'd spaced that just a little bit farther apart. All right. Well, so tomorrow then I will look at, I'll run two separate lines over and split and we're only running 5, but still that would be like what, 10,000 or so. So yeah, so we'll do, I guess let's do 3 on one and 2 on the other. What do you mean, how are the stackers placed? They're right here. We don't have any problems with the stackers. And then I'm just controlling them through it. No, the stackers don't. It's the sorters that get stuck every now and then. But they seem to be actually doing okay right now. For about the last hour or so, so I don't know. But we were fighting with them the last couple episodes. But now the sorters seem to be doing fine. So hopefully it'll keep on that way. We'll see. What, the vending machine to it? Yeah, I don't know. We could look. I mean, I think the only thing I want to do is I want to set steel to be like 300. Well, we might set all the ingots to be 300 instead of 500. That way, steel will work out, or iron will work out, unless we just separate it out separately. Hey, DRW. Now everybody comes and talks. Yeah, I could see once there's mod support, which I believe the devs have said there will be mod support later on down the line. I mean, technically there's like a few little mods, but it's not really, things are in flux. So, but I can see once, I mean, there's enough stuff in systems and stuff in the game that, I mean, you're going to see all kinds of mods come out and stuff. But especially if there is like a blueprint system or, something besides. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to get up in like 6, so I've got to in that. Well, Master, if you would, this is probably really the only thing if you look, what we're basically doing is if you take the J Baker 96's auto furnace and pull out anything relating to the bin, and then I don't understand why this line is erroring out. And then obviously we clear out that alias. But that's what we're using to activate the arc furnaces. And the sorters tie into that. It's that one, which lets it queue up and not overload, lock up and it seems to be doing pretty good. Like I said, now, we were having problems with it earlier. But this seems to be doing fine. I don't know if these can be shrunk any. It was 5 that was locking up, but when I reset the world, or when I reloaded the world, it fixed it. Yeah, so maybe look at that and see, because that's what's controlling the furnaces and the sorters. But it's not shutting the sorters on and off. It's just, not having it output to the furnace if there's something already in the furnace inventory. And then we're using the mining belt unloading script to start off with, because we throw that in there and then it can run through. That's why we're not using the bin part in the code. But anyway, I have got to end the stream here. I've got to get in bed, and I am not going to do another stream while I'm really tired like last night, because then I just end up screwing stuff up. So yeah, I got a few things to work on. Yes, and thank you for the help, Mr. Montuk. Yeah, and yeah, we gotta get the ice sorting. We'll put that in there and run that down and do our gas smelting and stuff over here. Get that set up tomorrow. Get those reversed, and then it'll be on to the radiator system. Obviously, first things first, though, is we're gonna run a couple new power lines out to here, which thankfully we have plenty of transformers and whatnot already set up, so that will be quick, simple, and easy, since we can just pull off a couple of these, and most of these are empty anyway. Well, all the ones that are off are empty, so, and that one does that not even have any draw on it? Is that one? No. What run is that one running? Oh, that's the machinery. Yeah, I think that's the machinery. Maybe. Maybe not. No, radiator. Huh. Let's check that out. Yeah, I don't know what's not running with the... But we can pull off a couple of these and run them out to the arc furnaces and hook those up separately. And we'll just, I think it's right over here. I think that's the vending machine. Yeah, the vending machine's right there. So we can just run underneath. I mean, if we have to clear out, we'll clear out a little bit more of this. But, oh, funny. There's a little. But we'll just run a line down underneath here, and we can come up to each machine. That way we won't screw with the data ports on anything. And I think we'll try that. Yeah, that's why we made this with plenty of expansion, because we will have plenty more circuits. But yeah, it's getting there. We're getting, and I still, we haven't done anything upstairs, so. And sometimes I feel like the elevator just needs to be faster, but yeah, this is pretty much just hydroponics, which is running great. I mean, we're getting a ton of potatoes out of it. Yeah, batteries don't like the cold. Or you talked about your battery. Yeah, hydroponics is running great. And yeah, as you can see, potatoes. Potatoes. Yeah, it's funny. They actually bounce back and then roll underneath the machine. So at some point, I think we're going to hook these into a chute system. And actually, I haven't decided on that. I don't know what I want to do. I was thinking about sending them over to a vending machine. We're using, well, hang on. I'm going to show you. I want to say it's De Beers, but I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% positive on that. But it's working great. If it'll let me do it with a potato in my hand. Yeah, that's the one we're starting off with for the filtration, or the I don't think that's the one. Maybe that is the one we're using. Yeah, maybe we are using. Yeah, I guess that's the one we're using. I do believe. Let me go rectified. Yeah, this is the one we're using, um, which works fine because it's auto expandable. You can have 1, 2, 6 farms. So yeah, it's set up to be under subroutines. So it'll just detect if there's a I think one hooked up to it. Yeah, so if D1 is not set, then jump down. If D2 is not set, so basically it'll search through, find the ones that are set, and then run them. So it was pretty convenient. Oh, and I think we got an autosave. Yes, because of course I can't do anything now. But it's definitely doing the potatoes pretty good. Because we got quite a few of them now. Oh, yeah. Oh, printer logic. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I've seen there's a couple of those. I definitely have to is that the one? Oh, you added that one. Nice. Have you seen yeah, there's which one is it? It's the one that it's got a display on it. You can put a console on it. It's right up here. Nope, not that one. Automatic machinery. That's it. Yeah, and I believe, yeah, the dial, and then it sets it up to a console. And then it'll show you. But yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, yours has a display too? Okay. Yeah, I do want to set those up because it would be nice on some stuff to do that. Especially since I hate using the fabricator and I pretty much only use it if I have to. Just like the sorter interface on the computers, which I did end up using, but which worked fine, but yeah, it's not ideal. But all right, we're gonna end the stream here. Oh, did you? May have. Yeah, I have to go back through, and I've got to pull that one code off of there and do the. Which one did you send me? The one for the temperature for the ACs, or did you send me the one for the digital valves for the pressure? I can't remember. I haven't had time to work on it because I've been trying to get. We had to do tweaks to the power system, which is done and working awesome, as you can see. I probably should add some more batteries in. If we're actually hitting 100%, then we should probably add another 1 or 2 batteries in, because obviously we're you know, we could be charging up a little bit more. Oh, okay. But yeah, I have to look through it. You sent it to me on Discord, right? All right. I don't know why I'm just running around with potatoes because I'm tired. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I've got to copy it over into. Oh my. Do I actually running out of space to put potatoes now? Really? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, really? 20. I get 21 potatoes. 21 potatoes. Lock them away. Don't we have... Here we go. We'll put them... what do we... we got a road flare in there. Awesome. There we go. That'll be the one I'll eat tomorrow. Wow, my suit is... Oh, because I was hitting the thing on the... Yeah, when I was doing the conveyors. All right, well, we're going to end this episode here, which I think I've said like, I don't know, 5 times in the last half hour. But yeah, so we'll move on to stuff tomorrow. I think those two are jammed because it should have processed everything by now. Oh, no, there's still gold going around. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to end the episode here. We'll pick up again tomorrow. We'll do... yeah, I know, right? I was looking at those earlier. I was like, yeah, but I want to get the suit stations up first. For no apparent reason before I start using them. I don't know. But, and I did find a nice script to automate the suit stations too, which we'll probably have to mess with. Hopefully they fix that suit station bug where it would pull everything out, which was really, really annoying. Anyway, so we'll call this good. And tomorrow I'll be streaming probably sometime starting in the afternoon, my time. So whatever time that is, your time. And yeah. And then it'll be working, obviously trying to do some final tweaks on this. We'll try doing the power, see if that fixes the arc furnaces. And then hopefully that'll pretty much straighten out everything. And then gas and ice, basically gas, ice, however you want to phrase it, smelting. And yeah, and then radiator system. And probably trying to do some balancing on heating, cooling, and trying to get the... oh, and then we'll obviously with that the automating of the ACs. So yeah, that's kind of what's on the plates coming up, I guess I should say. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next stream.